Hello everyone, this is Sir Andrew and I'm going to discuss to you the first part of our review about mathematics. This is in preparation for your BLEPT examination. In this video tutorial, we will discuss particularly about the fundamentals of mathematics. Huwag na natin patagalin pa, simulan na natin to. So, kapag sinabi nating fundamentals of mathematics, ibig sabihin nito ay we are referring to basic mathematics. So, this includes the following topics. We have operations with real numbers, the GCF and LCM, ratio and proportion, percentage, rate, and base. In operations with real numbers, we always follow the general knowledge na nakasanayan na natin gawin. Ito yung tinatawag nating GEMDAS, which stands for groupings, exponent, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. So mapapansin natin in our picture, so we have to eliminate first the grouping symbols before going to the exponent, simplifying the exponent, then as well as the multiplication and division coming from left to right, and also the addition and subtraction. So if the last operation that we're going to apply in simplifying operations with real numbers is probably it's either addition or subtraction. Now, when we talk about GCF and LCM, this refers to greatest common factor and least common multiple. So, in LCM, the smallest multiple of two or more numbers have in common. That's how we identify the LCM. Say, for example, we have 15 and 20. So, what are the multiples of 15 and 20? And what do you think is the smallest multiple that can be found in that multiples of 15 and 20. So if we have 15, so we get multiples of 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, and so on. While the multiples of 20, we get 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100, and so on. Now, if you take a look at their multiples, the smallest common, the least common or the smallest is 60. Therefore, the LCM of 15 and 20 is 60. However, on the other hand, the GCF refers to the largest number that is common divisor or factor. Take note of the word, it can refer to the factor, not just only divisor. A given set of numbers. Say for example, again, we have 15 and 20. So we list all the factors instead of multiples. So we list all the factors of 15 as well as 20. So factors of 15 are 3 and 5. These are actually the prime factors. Take note of that. 3 and 5. And the factors of 20 are possibly are 2 times 2 times 5. Now, if you take a look at that, the greatest common factor that can come up with 15 and 20 is actually 5. Now, therefore, the GCF of 15 and 20 is 5. So, punta naman tayo sa ratio and proportion. So, pag sinabi nating ratio, it's a comparison of two quantities. At kapag sinabi naman proportion, ay yan naman po ay comparison of two ratios. So, in our illustration, A is to B is what you call the ratios, and as well as C is to D is what you call another ratio. And when you compare those two, doon na papasok si proportion. Now, this proportion, take note, this proportion can be converted into fraction. So, wherein A is to B can be written as A over B, at C over D naman can be written as C is to D rather, can be written as C over D. Now, since it can be written in the form of A over B is equal to C over D. Then we can cross multiply by using the theorem about ratio and proportion. Therefore, we come up with A is to D is equal to B is to C. Ibig sabihin, when we multiply no, A and D, no, we will get the same product as we multiply B and C. So by the way, no, if you take a look at here, no, si A at saka si D, yan yung tinatawag nating extremes. Ito naman si B at saka si C, yan yung tinatawag nating means, no? Pag minultiply mo yan, yung extremes, equal yan kay means. And that is ratio and proportion. Okay, so sa percentage, rate, and base, ito naman yung kailangan natin tandaan. We have the so-called triangular formula, no? So ito yun, no? Triangle. This triangle will help us remember the above formula. So ang formula natin, kapag hinahanap natin si P, which stands for the percentage, no? Which stands for the percentage or the portion rather, no? So pag hinahanap mo si P, ang kailangan mo lang gawin ay i-multiply si R at saka si B. Ano ba si R? Si rate. Yun yung may percentage. At saka si B, yun naman yung base. Okay? So, kapag hinahanap mo naman si B, takpan mo lang si B, gagawin mo naman, i-divide mo P over R. Okay? Ganon din kay R. Pag hinahanap mo naman si R, i-divide mo P over B. Yan. So, that's how you identify, no, the formula in percentage, rate, and base. So, dapat alam mo lang kung ano yung percentage, alin yung base, at saka ano yung rate. Okay? So, with that, no, we will now start the review questions, no, particularly for about those 4 topics, no, na under fundamentals of mathematics. Okay, so question number 1, evaluate the expression 3 minus 5, quantity 20 plus 4 minus 4, bracket 5 plus 9 times 3. So in here, we have 2 grouping symbols. We have brackets and parentheses. So as we all know, we have to remove first the grouping symbols before we apply the given operations. Okay, so we can do it simultaneously. We can simply multiply 9 times 3 and add 20 plus 4 at the same time. Then copy the other terms. Okay, so we get the following. So 20 plus 4 is 24, while 9 times 3 is 27. Then copy the rest, including the signs. Okay, so from there, now we can now add 5 plus 27 inside the bracket. There's still grouping symbol, no, the bracket. So 5 plus 27 is 32. Then we can now do also the 5 times 4, which is 120. Take note that the sign here, no, comes with 5. Okay, so if you multiply that with 24, so you have negative 5 times 24, so you will get negative 120. So that makes the operation between 3 and 120. So whatever the sign, na kung ano man yung result na lalabas, yun naman po yung magiging operation between them. Okay, so same goes here. So negative 4 times 32 will give us negative 128 rather. So therefore, no, the sign, no, the negative sign will be the operation between negative 120 and 128. Then copy the other terms. So the common mistake here is that most of the time students do not include, no, this sign on the left, no. So take note that if you disregard other terms, just like 3, no, kapag dinidisregard mo yung 3, no, you take the sign on the left of every number. Okay, just like na 120. So if you combine these two first, just like what we did, kapag kinombine mo yan, so you take the sign of 120 on the left, which is minus, so it will serve as negative 120 minus 128 will give us negative 248. Then that's the time it will become the operation between the remaining term, which is 3. Okay, nakuha po ba yan? So 3 minus 248 will give us negative 245. No? So papansinin po natin na si minus sign nagiging negative kapag nagdi-disregard ka ng other terms. Ganon din si plus sign, nagiging positive sign kapag nagdi-disregard ka ng other terms. Therefore, the answer here is letter C. Okay? So, tip number 1, dapat marunong kang gumamit ng calculator at siguraduhin mong gumagana rin ang iyong calculator. Kasi sa exam, pwede po tayong gumamit ng calculator rather, na. So, you just simply type all of this expression, na. So, in the calculator. So, remember to use the grouping symbol. So sometimes yung grouping symbol sa calculator parenthesis lang, no? So you have to put enclose the parenthesis if it is enclosed with another parenthesis, therefore it will serve as brackets. What must be added to 2 and 2/3 to make it 3 and 3/5? Is it A, negative 15 over 14, B, 14 over 15, C, negative 14 over 15, D, 15 over 14. So, solution. So, change the given into improper fraction. So, we have to change this, no? It's better to change, no? It's easy to compute this if the given is written in improper fraction. So, therefore, 3 and 3/5 and 2 and 2/3 can be written as 18 over 5 and 8 over 3. Okay, as you take a look, they have different denominators. So, therefore, we will apply here addition of fraction with the similar denominator. So, ibig sabihin, we have to get the LCD of the LCD of 5 and 3. So, we get 15 as the LCD. So, 15 divided by 5. Now, 15 divided by 5 times 18. So, that gives us 54. While 15 divided by 3 times 8 is 40. Therefore, 54 minus 40 will give over 15 will give us 14 over 15. So, it is answer letter B, 14 over 15. Question number 3. Given the numbers 12, negative 15, 0, negative 29, 7. Which of the following is arranged in descending order? Is it A, 0, 7, 12, negative 15, negative 29? B, negative 29, negative 15, 12, 7, 0? C, 12, 7, 0, negative 15, negative 29? Or D, 12, 7, 0, negative 29, negative 15? So, solution. So, descending means we arrange it from highest to lowest. So, to determine which one is highest, we have to use the number line. So, a number is less than to the number on its right side. No? So, always remember that. So, say for example, we have the following numbers. So, we have 0, and on the right of 0, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And on the left of 0, we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, and so on up to negative 29. So, we assume the following positions of our given. So, therefore, the highest here is 12, while the lowest number is negative 29. So, if you take a look at our given, the answer probably will be letter C, from highest to lowest. Question number 4. Which of the following is the GCF of 144, 64, and 224? A, 8, B, 16, C, 32, or D, 64? So, solution. Determine the prime factorization of each number. So, si 224 can be written as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 7. Si 144 can be written as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Si 64 can be written as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, to get the GCF, now GCF is the product of all common factors. No, if you take a look at their factors, no, merong ilang 2 na common sa kanila, no? Ilan? 1, 2, 3, 4. So merong 4 na 2 which are common to them. So we just simply multiply those. So we get 16. Therefore, the answer is letter B. Determine the LCM of 12, 16, and 18. Is it A, 288, B, 144, C, 64, or D, 36? So, solution. Determine the prime factorization again of each number. So, here, 12 can be written as 2 times 2 times 3. Si 16, 4 na 2. While si 18 ay 2 times 3 times 3. So, to determine naman sa kanilang LCM, LCM is the product of all the highest kind among factors. So, there are 2 different kind of factors, no? 2 different factors. Those are 2 and 3. No? Yun lang yung nakikita mong uri ng factors dito. Ngayon, ilan yung may pinakamaraming 2 at ilan yung may pinakamaraming 3 based on their factors. So, may pinakamaraming 2 ay yung 4. At ang pinakamaraming 3 ay 3 kasi dito isa lang yung 3. Dito naman dalawa lang yung 2 at dito isa. So ang pinakamaraming factor na 2 ay 4. So you get that. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, that is 16, and you get also the highest factor or highest number of factors for 3, which is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. Then multiply it, we get 144. Therefore the answer is letter B. Question 6. Which of the following is the GCF of 16x squared y cubed and 24x to the 5th yz? Is it A, 16x to the 5th y squared, B, 8x squared y, or C, 16x squared y cubed, or D, 8x to the 5th y squared? So same tayo, no, ng pagkuha ng GCF sa number. Pagdating naman sa letter, no, pag variables na yung given, para ma-identify mo yung GCF ng variables, dapat kung sino yung may pinakamaliit na pinakamaliit na exponent, yun yung magiging GCF sa variable. Okay? So, say for example, so si 16 can be written as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times x squared y cubed, at si 24x to the 5th naman, yz can be written as 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 x to the 5th yz. So, same sa pagkuha ng number ng GCF. So, ang common lang na number sa kanila, the greatest common ay 2 times 2 times 2. So, therefore, meron tayong 8 para sa number. Para naman sa letter, no, yung pinakamaliit na exponent, yun yung magiging GCF. So, ano mas maliit sa squared at saka sa 5? That is x squared. So, yun lang po. At ang common another ulit, merong common na y. Anong pinakamaliit? 3 at saka y. 1. No? So, ang common ay y. Okay? So, ZC, hindi siya common factors, kaya tanggal siya. Okay? So, therefore, ang ating GCF ay 2 times 2 times 2 times x squared times y equals 8x squared y. Letter B. Question number 7. The ratio of the girls to boys in the class of Mr. Fernandez is 7:3. There are 21 girls in the class. How many students are there in the class of Mr. Fernandez? So is it A, 9, B, 12, C, 27, or D, 30? Solution. So let X be equal to the number of boys. Then we get the following proportion. So yung una, para sa first proportion, ito ay ratio ng boys, ratio ng, yan, nauna yung girls, no? Nauna yung girls. So girls 7, si boys 3. Yan yung fraction form nila. While ito naman ay ratio ng girls ulit, gagayahin mo lang din, at saka ratio ng boys. So, kung ang ratio ng girls sa boys ay 7:3, ngayon, ano magiging ratio naman ng another ratio? Saan mo siya i-compare? Diba? Sabi natin sa ratio and proportion, we are going to compare no, two ratios, no? Saan mo i-compare ito? Eh di dun sa pinaka-actual na bilang ng boys and girls. So kung ito ay girls, ganun din dapat dito. Ito yung bilang ng girls. So which is equal to 21. At ang nawawala yung bilang na actual ng boys. At gagamitin natin dito yung idea ng A times D or 7 raised times X is equal to 3 times 21. Okay, yun yung product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. No? Yung nasa loob, pag minultiply mo, equal yan sa product ng nasa labas. Itong 7 times X. Okay, so solving for X, we get 7X equals 63. And divided by 7 both sides, X is equal to 9, which is the number of boys. Ang tinatanong, total number of students. So, kung merong 9 na boys at 21 na girls, ang total ay 30 students. So, therefore, letter D ang sagot. Question 8. Suzette wants to make a fruit salad. She now bought 8 apples, 12 oranges, and 6 mangoes. Find its corresponding ratio. Is it A, 8 is to 12 is to 6, B, 4 is to 6 is to 3, C, 3 is to 4 is to 8, or D, 4 is to 3 is to 2? So, solution. The ratio can be written in the form of 8 is to 12 is to 6 respectively, no? According to its position, apples, orange, and mangoes. However, no, we can simplify this further. No, there is common between them. Just every fraction, no, every fraction can be simplified if there is a common factor. Ganon din sa ratio. Kung may common between the terms, no, we have to simplify it. So this can be divided into 2, no? So we get 8 divided by 2, we get 4. 12 divided by 2, we get 6. And 6 divided by 2, we get 3. Therefore, the correct answer here is letter B. 4 is to 6 is to 3. Question number 9. If 3 kilograms of mangoes cost as much as 8 kilograms of apples, how many kilograms of mangoes would cost as much as 60 kilograms of apples? Is it A, 2.5 kilograms, B, 7.5, C, 12.5, or D, 22.5 kilograms? So, solution. So, the proportion of mangoes to apples is given by 3 is to 8 is equal to X is to 60. So, si 3, yun yung mangoes. Si apples naman, yun yung 8. Therefore, kapag gagawa ulit tayo ng comparison, yung nawawala, ano ba yung nawawala? X, no? Which is the mangoes, X, and yung another given na comparison, which is 60 apples. So, dapat mangoes, apple, na para maging equal or maging balance. Then, come up tayo sa equation na 8x multiplying the extremes as the means rather is equal to multiply the extremes 3 times 60. So, ganun lang po yung paggawa ng equation. So, we get 8x equals 180. Then, divide it by 8 both sides, we get 22.5 kilograms of mangoes. Therefore, the answer is letter D. Question number 10. If there are 30% or 450 male students in a school, how many students are there? Letter A, 1,050, B, 1,200, C, 1,500, or D, 1,800. So, solution. So, we can identify that 450 is our percentage or portion, and our rate is 30% can be converted into decimal of 0.3, and the base is missing, no? Yung total, no? Yung total number of students, no? Ito yung P, portion, no? Portion lang si male kasi, no? Ang pinaka natin, ang pinaka total is the base, no? And that's missing. Therefore, ano yung formula natin to get the base? We have base is equal to P over R. Now, remember the triangle formula. Okay? So, therefore, we divide lang natin si 450 by 0.30. We get now 1,500. Therefore, the answer is letter C. Question number 11. 400 is 60% of what number? Is it A, 240, B, 600, C, 666.67, or D, 6,000? So again, no, to determine the, let's determine the following given. No? So si 400, siya ay portion pa rin. No? Portion pa rin. And 60%, yung laging may percentage na symbol, that is rate, no? Which is equal to 0.6. At ang nawawala ay yung ating base. Okay, so nawawala na naman si base. So simply we can get base, no, by dividing P over R. So if we divide P by R, we get 400 divided by 0.6. Therefore, B is equal to 666.67. Therefore, the answer is letter C. Question number 12. A store gives 30% discount on all items. How much would Juan pay if he bought an item worth 1,799? So, is it A, 1,259.30 centavos, B, 1,529.30 centavos, or C, 539 pesos and 70 centavos, or D, 593 pesos and 70 centavos? So, it's still, now we're going to identify ano ba yung nawawala. So again, si 30%, yan yung ating percentage, or rather rate, no? And itong si 1,799, yan yung ating base. However, no, we can simply solve this using the following idea. So since one has 30% discount, thus he will only pay 70% on all items. So ang nawawala dito ay yung portion, no? Portion ang nawawala kasi ito base to, 'di ba? Ito yung pinaka total, no, kapag walang discount. Okay? So therefore, we can compute it by simply multiplying 1,799 by 70%, hindi 30%. Okay? Kasi ito yung babayaran. Ang tinatanong naman kasi dito is magkano yung babayaran. So, pero kung ang tinanong ay how much is the discount, sa 30% natin siya i-multiply. So, please, no, bear it with your, in your mind. No, common mistake po yan. Okay, so, i-multiply natin siya sa 70%, not 30%. Therefore, no, ang total na babayaran ni Juan ay aabot sa 1,259.30 centavos. Therefore, the answer is letter A. No, it's letter A. No, it's letter A. And that's the end of our review about fundamentals of mathematics, and see you again on part 2 about geometry naman po ang ating i-discuss. Thank you for watching.